is Mily, and I'm currently studying in Dulwich College, Singapore. So moving to Singapore, I've been extremely impressed by the diversity of cultures and races. So gender equality have always been an interesting topic to me. So this is the reason why that I'm doing this documentary to interview 8 outstanding women from 4 different ethnicities in different age groups. And my goal is to capture individuals' different perspective in order to encourage young girls to break free from social norms and envision their future. Growing up, what kind of gender statement have you been told?
As me and my sister and brother got older, the kind of expectation was that my sister and I would go to college and we would have a job after college and we would work.
So, for example, don't stay out too late, don't go alone. Certain jobs are not for girls.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, really.
I always heard my parents tell me was, you're a girl, so you should know cooking. Cooking is a life skill and you should learn cooking because it is a life skill, not because you're a girl.
My brother can get away with not doing things, washing the dishes or doing housework, but it's always be a must, for me as a girl, you are a girl, so you have to do it.
It was just the general, sit like a lady. That was a big one. I always had to, keep my legs crossed and everything.
In my family, I mostly received information about gender equality. However, from older generations, I would hear comments like, boys are stronger, boys shouldn't cry, or maybe girls should stay at home and care about the children more.
So what does being a girl mean to you?
Being myself, really. I feel me personally, I do really like a lot of the stereotypical girly things, like the color pink and all that, but a lot of girls don't, and that's totally fine. So I think just being a girl and just knowing that you have a community of other girls around you just means a lot.
They have a saying, 妇女能顶半边天. Literally, they are saying women could be the other half of the sky,
Yeah.
What do you think is the main difference between a man and a woman?
I come from a scientific background. I'm an engineer myself, and I know there are scientific differences between men and women. I have actively tried to give toys to my girls which are gender neutral. So I give them cars, I give them heavy vehicles as toys. It's not always unicorns and rainbows, but I naturally see my girls gravitate to pink color, and then they graduate at a point from pink color to purple color, and they naturally gravitate to unicorns and rainbows, but they don't have that interest in cars or guns, for example. Yeah. This is not something that I have actively encouraged, but I see that this is natural, it comes naturally to them. So I do believe that men and women are in a way wired differently right from birth.
Yeah. So when you heard the term gender inequality, what does that mean to you?
When you mention gender inequality, then that means all these 4 men, women, boys and girls doesn't have the opportunity to, choose what they want to do and all that. Yeah.
There's an actress, Priyanka Chopra, she explained this really well on a cerebral level. If we have the same job or if we have the same intellect, the opportunities open to you should be the same. There shouldn't be a disparity there.
Gender equality should be women should feel confident to do whatever they want to do, instead of just go forward I want to fight for a job with a man, I want to fight for a promotion with a man. Rather, if I feel comfortable, I want to be a mother and be with my kids. That's also kind of equality. It's I can do whatever I want and I'm good at. Yeah.
So have you ever felt empowered because of your gender identity?
I cannot open new bottle jars. I seek help from my husband to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay. I also feel restricted in some sense because there were instances in my career early on when I had just completed my master's in business administration. I was looking for a management role, and this massive oil and gas company told me that we cannot hire you because one, you're a girl, at the age you are and the life cycle you are, you're going to get married, which means you're going to leave us. And I was someone who came from the chemical industry. I had the right kind of experience for that role. They selected 2 guys from my batch who did not come from oil and gas industry. And it was made very clear to me that this happened because I'm a girl and I would get married. In hindsight today, I think that I could have sued them and made a lot of money, But at that point in time, we did not have that level of awareness where people could openly say that in an interview. Even a government company or a public service undertaking could say that to a candidate.
Yeah.
More often than not, I feel more empowered by being a woman than I do restricted. I certainly have felt that since I became a mom. So, 5.5 years ago, I had my first child, and then to see the way that women sort of coach and help and build each other up through that process. Yeah. I've seen sort of the power of a community and how female, empowerment is in part about reducing barriers, but it's also about thriving in the environment you're in and supporting each other.
So moving from your own country to Singapore, do you think there's more or less gender discrimination?
I wouldn't say discrimination, but it's more of stigma. You seldom hear males saying that, oh, I aspire to become a nurse, when I, grow up.
I think in Bulgaria, the gender stereotypes are very much enforced there. A lot of women stay at home or cook while the men do the hard work and stuff. But I have definitely noticed a difference in China and Singapore.
So who's your biggest female role model who maybe you admired to or inspired you ever?
She has been in politics, which is a very difficult field. She's been in that field from the 70s, which was a very different world when you talk about gender equality. She had the ability to bring multiple people together and maintain relationships and bring it with humor. So I think it's somebody that I definitely look up to. Her name is Sushma Swaraj.
Oh.
A role model, I would say Anne Hathaway. She's an American actress. As the movie Princess Diary came out, she received a lot of hate comments online and people saying that she's too perfect and that she's fake. However, she faces all of these hate, and recently her hate comments started to change, and she gains a better reputation.
If you know the ex-president of Singapore, I think she's such a great role model because, she was holding such a powerful position, in the country. So, but growing up, I don't remember having, a female model that is that powerful. But so now we do. So I think people are starting to, I guess, be flexible, be open to give these sort of roles, to women. So that's a good, I'd say that's a good start, to things.
So if you got the opportunity to meet her, what would you ask her, or what do you want to talk to her about?
She has passed away a few years ago, but if I did have a chance to meet her, I would just ask, how did she maintain that positivity and energy and retain her charm staying in something like politics all these years?
Because I have 2 kids of my own, right? So I think the question I'm going to ask her is, how did she do it? Being a career woman, having to juggle family and career, how did she do it? And especially at the time when, a lot of these powerful women roles were not easily available, but she was already, heading towards that. So how did she do it? Was there any challenges that she faced? I would love to know what's the answer.
So when you were small, what kind of female do you aspire to be?
When I was younger, I really wanted to have a robot company.
Oh.
It was called Star Incorporated, and I really wanted to drive a BMW. But things definitely changed now.
So I was very greedy. I want to be successful in career. At the same time, I want to have a loving husband and, kids who look up to me. So I'm lucky enough to have both now.
I do agree with that. I always aim to be successful in career, great family. I totally agree. So what do you think you will say to other girls or women?
I would say to them that just be comfortable with yourself. Do whatever you want and be confident with who you are. And don't feel that there's stereotypes that you must be.
It's okay to change your pace and change your goals and find a balance where you get to balance out sort of traditional success with what you might think is successful.
We need to stop talking about gender. We need to stop giving it too much importance. If you're looking at an opportunity, don't think of it as whether it's for a man or for a woman. Just go for it. And sometimes the constraints are in our minds. They don't actually exist.
Speak up for yourself, have dignity, and also last but not least, love yourself.
basically do whatever you want. Make sure that whatever path you want to take, whatever actions you want to do, just do them because you want to do them, and just know that there are always women or girls around you that will support you and help you with whatever you want.
Yeah. So what kind of action do you think we should promote to like make the issues of gender inequality to like decrease?
I think we really need to focus on the newer generations and just not enforce bad stereotypes on them, because I feel like a boy wouldn't just look at a girl randomly and think she's weaker than him if he hadn't heard that from anyone around him. So I think just older people, including us as teenagers and adults, need to just be more careful with how they talk around the younger kids so they don't get the wrong impression.
Yes.
It would be really helpful if you have like a role model or someone that would lead you. And also, I think now social media is also very strong and people have a lot of advice for you that what you can do.
Hope this video is insightful for you, and I hope that everyone can spread the message of gender equality towards the world. My name is Mily, and I hope you learned something from this video. Bye!